Hi there folks, Andrew here at Chatfuel. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can track the inventory of a product sold in your Shopify store across multiple platforms. So let's say that you're selling a product on Messenger, in this case soap, and you're also selling it on Shopify. This integration will ensure that your inventory is tracked consistently and updated in real time across all of these unique sales platforms. One reason that you would want to do this, well, imagine you book an airplane ticket. You go to the airport, you're at the gate, and unfortunately, as airlines do, they've overbooked the flight, and now some people have to get on another flight. It's inconvenient, it's a headache, and so you don't want that same problem happening with your e-commerce store. You don't want to oversell what you can't meet the demand for. So all that being said, let's dive into Chatfuel, Shopify, and Zapier to show you how this recipe is made. First, what we want to do is create our product in Chatfuel. And obviously we can create this in the context of a sales funnel, but for simplicity and the sake of time, I'm just going to create a single product block here in the dashboard. So to do that, I will go over here, create a new group, and we'll just call it, let's say, lavender soap. Again, let's say that we're selling soap in this e-commerce store because that's one of my favorites. Handmade soaps, can't beat them. And then on this block, we'll create a gallery card. We can upload a product image here. I have an image of some beautiful handmade soap over here, so I will upload that. Okay, great. So we have the product image here. I'm going to copy and paste this description for the heading as well. Perfect. Now, obviously, let's say we're selling this in Messenger itself. We're not selling directly through Shopify. So I'll add a button here where people can purchase directly in Messenger. And you might know that Facebook deprecated in-bot payments, but that is with Facebook's own payment system. Because at Chatfuel we use Stripe, you still can use this feature, which is amazing. And I'll just put in a price here, let's say $14.99 for a couple bars of this homemade lavender soap. And then for the advanced settings, we're going to redirect people who successfully purchase here in Messenger to a thank you block. This is very common in e-commerce, some sort of confirmation message, which includes your order number, says thanks, etc., etc. We want to create one of those, and then we'll redirect people who purchase to that page where we can then modify our inventory on Shopify. So first we need to create that block. We'll go over here, and let's just call it thank you. We'll go back over here to the product and advanced settings. And then the key here is after purchase, show these blocks. We want to redirect to, as I mentioned, that thank you block that we just created. I'll go back here, ensure that it connected properly. Awesome. So the user goes into the bot, they see this option to purchase. If they buy, it's going to send them to the thank you block. Awesome. And then on this block, we can just say something like, thanks for your order. We'll keep it simple for now. Obviously, you can customize this as little or as much as you'd like. And then we need to add, as the final step here in Chatfuel, the export via Zapier plugin. So I'm going to click the More button right here, choose Export via Zapier, and this will allow us to, every time a new order is placed for this product in Messenger, we're going to send that data to Shopify and say, hey, subtract one from our Shopify inventory. So simultaneously, people can be buying on Messenger, they can be buying on Shopify, but regardless of who's purchasing when, we have a real-time, accurate, updated inventory tracked on Shopify. Great, so now before we go into Zapier and update the inventory in real time, we want to also create this product in Shopify. So to do that, it's pretty simple. I'm just going to go over here, add a product in my store. I'm not going to elaborate too much on this, but for the title, I'll just paste in that lavender soap title again. Going to gloss over the description, upload that same image just for some color and pizzazz. For the price, I'll make it the same that I did on Messenger, $14.99. We can skip over all this stuff. Make sure that we have track quantity checked, that box checked here under the inventory module. And for quantity, let's make it just 3 available. Okay, I'll skip over all the rest of this because it's pretty much irrelevant for this tutorial, and then we'll save that product. Excellent. So we're all set up and ready to go. Now the last step here is creating this Zap in Zapier. So to do that, I'm going to go over here to zapier.com. For the first step, I'm going to select Chatfuel from the list of apps here. For a trigger event, we're going to choose this first option, new trigger of export via Zapier plugin. So every time somebody hits that block, every time a user hits that thank you block in Messenger after purchasing, it's going to trigger this and then subtract from that inventory quantity. I'll choose the Chatfuel account, which is in this case Andrew's demo bot, and I know that because over here it says Andrew's demo bot. I will click continue. For the plugin, we're going to choose thank you trigger. So this is selecting what block that export via Zapier plugin is on. And also, if in case you have duplicate titles here, you can always ensure that you're using the correct plugin because you could have multiple of these export via Zapier plugins in your bot. If you want to ensure that you're using the right one as a trigger, you can use this alphanumeric code right here, which will match the code right here. So just a note there if you're interacting with a lot of these plugins and you're getting lost, because doing this at scale can be a little confusing. Okay, so we're all set here. We don't need to export any output attributes, so I'll click continue. And we're going to skip this test for the time being. Now we can choose Shopify. So the order is placed and then we update it and send that information to Shopify. For the action event here, we will choose update inventory quantity, continue. I'll choose my Shopify account, which I've previously connected here, continue. Now here is where the bulk of this integration actually happens and how we select what products we want to track the inventory for. So for location, honestly, I'm not entirely sure what this means. I think for me, it looks a little different because in our Shopify store at Chatfuel, we use a service called Printful here, which is a third-party fulfillment service for clothing and different attire. So I think that's why it's a little weird here, and I'm not sure why it lists the address of our office here as the name of this location. But nonetheless, this is what we're going to choose. We're going to choose the Shopify store itself because we're not using for this lavender soap bar product any third-party app. We're just creating it in the Shopify store itself. So if you are creating or selling a product that does use a third-party app, then you would want to choose whatever option is relevant and appropriate. But for us, we're just going to use this default location here. Then for product, we're going to choose the lavender soap that we created, obviously. Depending on whatever product you're selling in Chatfuel, you want to choose it accordingly to make sure that you're matching the same product. Obviously, if you're selling one product in Messenger, you don't want to subtract the purchase of that from the inventory of a completely different product or variant on Shopify. Then for the variant here, I'm just going to choose default title because there are no variations of this product such as quantity or different scents, different fragrances. It's just a standard, simple, one-off product. And then for adjust quantity by, we're going to enter in -1 because somebody's purchasing it one time on Messenger. We're going to accordingly subtract it by 1 on Shopify. I'll click continue, and then we are actually all good to go. So if I click test and continue here, it will actually perform that test for me. And if we go back into Shopify here, you'll see that it will subtract that inventory by 1. So the quantity will now be 2. And there we go. Quantity available is 2. Obviously, I didn't go through in Messenger and test this myself simply because I don't want to enter in my credit card information and all that. But rest assured, this does work as expected. Whenever somebody purchases on Chatfuel in Messenger, it will automatically apply that inventory tracking to Shopify or any other cross-sales platform that you're using. So that's this tutorial. I know it's kind of an edge case, but very important nonetheless. Again, you don't want to end up like those airplane companies who have to force people off the flights and board another plane or buy another product because unfortunately you oversold your inventory. So that's the video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Let me know what products you're selling on Shopify and how this tutorial can benefit your e-commerce business. That's all for me. Thanks for watching and happy botting.